Today on Criminal Minds, we talk about Reed finally getting out of prison and more crazy women. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV. We are here doing Criminal Minds After Show Season 12, Episode 21, Green Light, the penultimate episode of the season. Penultimate is such a great word. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at SeraphiniTV. We have a full panel today.
Yay! I'm Michelle Cullen. You can find me on Twitter at Michelle_Cullen.
And I'm Karina Vargas. You can find me everywhere on Twitter and Instagram at KarinaXVRGS.
Chris Howard. Reach me at Chris Howard Live on Twitter and Instagram.
Excellent. Green Light. Real quick thoughts about this episode. It was so good.
It was really good. There were a couple choices where you didn't know which way they were going to take it until it happened, and I think that's really powerful television, especially leading up to the season finale.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was shocking. A lot of the things, like you said, you didn't see it coming, and I was like, oh my god, like they really went there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, really fantastic. I just think the show's been getting better and better every episode. I've been loving it.
I know. And you know what was funny? Well, watching this episode, that so much was packed into this episode, and it was only 40 minutes long. It wasn't 42 minutes or 41 as a normal runtime for an hour-long drama. This was 40 minutes long. Tight. For sure. Let's get into it. Well, we saw at the end of last episode where we think Carol Atkinson is the new quote-unquote nurse for Diana. She's not. She's Lindsay. And we found out more about her. She's been living in the apartment next, like right down the hallway from Reed. Your thoughts of this and how she weaseled her way into Reed's life and following him for the last 6 months.
Creepy as fudge.
Yeah.
As fudge. Fudge isn't creepy.
Keeping us from getting that rating. That was creepy and messed up.
Yeah.
It was. The whole scene where like they said that she was the one in the apartment next door, I was like, oh, well, when they, spoiler alert, found Cassie in there dead, I was like, okay, that's why she wanted to do that, to kind of send a message to Reed and like their team.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but not unusual. Also, I mean, who's the killer usually? Somebody that knows you, somebody that's next door, somebody that's right there, and the fact that she was stalking him before that, it makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Reed, we saw at the beginning with the whole flashback interrogation, kind of more so interview with Tara and Prentice, and when they're like trying to figure out that this is Lindsay now. But there was the whole question, like, how the heck did she get out of witness protection?
Yeah, because they weren't believing him in the beginning. Like, the way that they were like, are you sure it's her? And then Reed was like, yes, it's her. Like, I know what I saw and stuff. And I was like, wow, they're really not taking his side right now.
To be fair, that's such a random name to throw out. Like 10 years later, it's this chick.
Right, from season 3.
Do you remember this
Season 3?
And they're like, really? It's her? But we've been on Scratch this entire season. Are we sure we're gonna throw that one away?
And it had Scratch's MO, so it's hard to believe that it would be this other person from long back when.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, if you go back to that episode, she was kind of psychotic a little bit, a bit of quite the psychopath in that episode too, because she was the one egging on her father to kill the unsub, which normal girls wouldn't.
Oh, come now.
Not in the way that she did.
Kill him, Daddy, kill him. You wouldn't say that?
Yeah.
No. Okay. All right, just checking.
Not like egging him on with a shotgun right in front of me. No, heck no. But she's quote unquote crazy enough to pull this off, to give us, the audience, enough motivation and reasoning that we can believe that she's the one behind all of this. But what did you think of now knowing that she's been out of witness protection program for 5 years, and she's been using her own father's shotgun with empty ballistics, but using his personal pretty much MO, killing all these people in the last 5 years?
Well, I think like they said, she probably wasn't doing intentionally. I think it was more of like a subconscious, like, okay, I'm gonna just do this. But the fact that like they were saying that she could have been like a hitmen from like the cartel and stuff like that. I was like, well, that kind of makes sense with the whole scratch scenario and wanting to get the drugs that Reed wanted for Diana. So I was like, I guess that kind of made sense.
How old is she now?
Well, she was a teenager back in 2007.
And if it was 10 years ago,
Let's say she was 15 and she's 25, so she left Whitsec
She's like
at
mid-20s
20.
now. Yeah.
So leaving Whitsec, probably hard to get a gun.
Yeah. Well, they dropped the line that she probably hid the shotgun
the gun.
before Whitsec found it.
Because she's a psychopath.
But it's part of the thing too. Though. I mean, think of the Kylo Ren wants the lightsaber of Darth Vader. It's like the same thing. It's like there's legacy to the way that they're doing it and stuff. And
she's a daddy's girl.
yeah.
So I liked how we're talking about episodes how they're going off format, but that there was a little bit of profiling in this episode, just a little bit on Lindsay. But finding all this,
They had a lot to figure out. Yeah. So it's
well, now they have to do a whole nother profile because they didn't realize it was a woman instead of a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was someone that they already knew.
So they had to re-profile her.
10 years later.
Yeah.
Like add more to her already messed up life. But now even tracking down her father in Wisconsin. I like the way that Elvis went about it. Like everyone had to pull strings on their ends to get things happening in this
he had to
episode.
blackmail the guy a little.
Yeah.
Just a
Elvis
little
was-
bit.
Did like 2 blackmail. Well, one was follow through. So
He
it wasn't
played
really
dirty.
He played very dirty this episode.
I kind of like
I
it.
did too.
Well, they all
really liked it.
kind of did. They were all somebody one of you just said that they were all bending the rules and stuff. I'm shocked that with just by presenting the little amounts of evidence that they had, that Prentice was able to secure his release from prison. That's like, really? I mean, I suppose it could happen, but it seemed far-fetched. But I bought it still. I mean, I bought it as part of the story.
Yeah,
but,
let's talk about that moment because I think this was an amazing moment with Prentice. Yeah, you go, girl. When they had to build this, paper trail evidence just to get Reed out of prison, but actually having the audacity to go up to the judge.
I know.
I love this.
This judge.
And the other guy who was there, the AUSA guy who was like batting down everything she was saying. I'm like, shut the F up, dude.
you almost said
Honestly,
it.
but he was so annoying. But I love Prentice and how she conducted herself in this meeting, and the judge's reaction too. Like she was rolling her eyes at that dude.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I was surprised by the judge initially because she was so harsh in the courtroom.
Yeah,
and
she was.
so unforgiving of the actions and put him in Gen Pop and had no problem like revoking bail and
that was
then had this complete 180 due to circumstantial evidence, which was just kind of fascinating to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it was probably on the conviction of Prentice alone that he was innocent and that they were putting a case together that for who had actually done it. But yeah, shocking to me as well.
And I think also because the way that Prentice went about it and was talking about, well, this is the person who may be targeting the team for a while, and the background of what she was saying, I felt like that kind of helped her in that way.
Yeah, and Prentice is not one who bends the rules in this way often.
Yeah.
So she's got the credibility.
Yeah, even the judge was like, her calling a meeting like this is very, unprecedented, pretty much. So it's serious. If Prentice is actually doing something about it in this way. I loved how Prentice acknowledged it, though. It's legal. It's inappropriate. I'm like, yeah, but you go, girl. Prentice just rocked in this episode. She rocks every episode.
It was good.
But
Reed's the one who still keeps impressing me. The prison scenes were my favorite scenes again.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
Oh my goodness. But Reed in the prison, because now that all of his jail friends are back, or prison friends more so. His prison friends are released from
They're not hurting from whatever they snorted or smoked or whatever they did.
But they're in it for him.
Yeah.
So he has to get himself into solitary confinement.
I gotta ask
Did you
you
see this go down in the way that it
Well,
was?
can I ask you one question first? Because I didn't catch the episode last week. Did they figure out that it was him that did it? No. Did we ever? So we never saw that.
But the guys who were affected, who used the poison drugs, like pretty much can figure out that.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of clear, but they didn't show that they figured it out because that would have been D-Day for him,
But they knew. They had it in for Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now having Reed set up shot to make it look like he stabbed him. Did you
So
see this happening?
Shocking. I did not.
I didn't at first. I honestly thought he was gonna break and stab someone.
So did I. I thought he was going to
Yeah.
stab the guy.
Yeah, me too.
And then he still would have gone into solitary, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like he would get charged for more, or maybe it would have been harder for him.
time.
Well, yeah, if he did, if he
Yeah.
broke, then
yeah.
he wouldn't be
Yeah.
getting out right now, right?
Because
Yeah.
I thought he was making the little knife or whatever.
Shank.
Shank. There we
Shank.
go. The shank to protect himself in case like they attacked first. I didn't think he was probably gonna be the one who attacked
Yeah.
the first time, and I just did not see it coming out. I was like, that is so smart.
I know, it
For him
was
to
like,
stab
all right.
himself.
But that's that
Scary,
cool
though.
toughness that he's been developing in
Yeah.
there, you know? It's like Rambo will sew himself up and Reed will stab himself if he needs to.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's like John McClane shooting himself just to get
Yeah.
the other dude.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I like this moment. I didn't see it coming, but I really enjoyed it because it showed that Reed's not, he's willing to get dirty, but he's not willing to hurt others. He's still that good guy. Got himself in solitary confinement. Smart.
Yeah, that's it. But you're right, though, in terms of that really displays his character still. It was like a huge display of character that not only is he tough, but he's still the same guy at heart.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how smart he still is. You know, how it didn't quite being in prison affect him as much in his smartness. And
Didn't
Yeah.
change yet.
Really, prison is
Smartness
like
isn't a real word, by the way.
oh, it isn't?
Sorry.
Smartness? It's not?
No, I think it's a great word. I think it's great. I think
Well,
we
it's
should.
my word now.
I'm joking.
His intelligence.
Because
Yeah, cover
they
that.
put that, I mean, when he
Intelligence.
comes out and he says, there's X's and Y's, and he says, well, I don't see anything except for the obvious that they're X and Y
yeah.
chromosomes. I'm like, who was that obvious to? Was that obvious
was
to you?
obvious.
Yeah, I got that.
That's super
right away.
obvious.
It was obvious to you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
XX,
Our smartness isn't the same
Exactly.
level as
That's
theirs.
the male-female chromosome.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right.
I was in advanced biology. Sorry. Other than that.
Thanks.
Other than that.
I was gonna say, I imagine prison becoming like this giant chess game for Reed. Everyone's a pawn. Everyone has their role. Everyone has moves and counter moves. And how do you avoid checkmate?
No, that's cool. And they kept having the metaphor in there of playing the chess game while they were doing it.
Smartness.
Oh, shit!
Oh,
Oh!
smartness is a word.
Smartness.
Oh,
Maybe not
and-
that grammar context.
Yeah.
And I didn't recognize the X and Y chromosomes either.
Maybe.
So my smartness is at an all-time low.
We're checking everyone's intelligence.
Okay, you're a little
today.
bit smarter than I am.
Okay.
I'm the least, and these
She
two are
has
the
more
smart.
smartness than you.
Smartness is.
Smartness.
I think maybe I didn't use it in the right sentence. or-
Maybe not in the right
No,
syntax.
it's my
Moving on.
lack of
Great,
smartness.
Thank you, James. All right.
Thanks a lot.
right.
Yeah.
But it's so I'm glad he didn't affect someone else. He didn't stab him,
Yeah.
but it's affecting Garcia. She even turns in her letter of resignation. What?
I freaked out. I refuse to accept that as a twist.
Nope.
We have one more episode before I can be calm about that.
You
Yeah.
know what? Like it could be early predictions, but Baby Boo, when
Baby Boo.
yeah, Baby Boy, when he comes back, he's gonna convince her to stay. It's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
great.
He
It'll
better.
be fine.
He better.
Yeah.
I mean,
when
she
Derek
said-
Morgan comes back, he'll be fine.
She said she would only resign if Reed died.
Right.
Reed
So
died.
I was like,
did,
okay,
yeah.
that's the only reason why
There's
she
a
would
caveat.
resign. Yeah. So.
I mean, I feel like that's also setting up a little nugget for maybe season 13 or 14 if they get renewed for 14
Good.
of like every case they have chips away at who she is as a human being, and she's been doing it for 12 years.
yeah.
Could be, or in the finale, he could die. He could just come right back from prison, only to get killed.
Say
Oh,
that.
I know.
You keep pushing for death, and it makes me sad.
I just like the
It
things
is
that grip.
upsetting.
I'm kind of disturbed after this.
But wouldn't that would rock your world? That would be like,
Not really.
No,
They
It would
cannot-
stop my world.
They cannot kill one of these characters without risking losing so much viewership that it puts the show in jeopardy. Like, I'm just gonna say that
I know, but this show,
with the year they've had.
no, it's early the season they have. If you think about it, this show does a great job of having the characters leave for a long period of time and having them come back. So God forbid if Reed does leave, there's always an opportunity for him to come
That's
back.
true.
Right.
Unless
It's
they
very
kill
mu-
him off.
But he could come
that's
back as a
not-
ghost.
Yeah,
You didn't see
or
Ghost?
in past little
Flashbacks?
flashbacks. Thank you.
That's true.
I
Gotta
don't
love
want
the flashback.
flashbacks. I don't want flashbacks.
You have a point.
But they usually don't do that either because with Gideon, they never did flashbacks when he left.
That was it. That was an extenuating circumstance.
Yes, very extenuating circumstance. And they used a whole different actor.
That is true.
Shouldn't be funny.
I mean,
Sorry.
I love Savage.
Mandy Patinkin.
Ben Savage was great as a
Ben
young.
Savage was great. As
Yeah,
a young,
he was. He was.
Yeah.
We digress. Okay,
Yeah.
but the I say the best moment emotionally in this episode was when JJ finally goes to get Reed. We're taking you
Yes.
home.
Oh,
Ah,
was cool.
so good.
that was just
I
a
admit,
magical
like
moment.
tears welled up in my eyes when I watched it. And I'm like,
I was looking at her eyes to see if she was crying. I'm
No,
like, I want to see if she's crying.
You missed it last
Oh.
week. I cried.
Did you?
I just-
So
I'm
much.
sorry. I'm not.
No, this I was like, oh yay, because I was super stressed that because he was playing Calvin Shaw's letter to himself over in his head, which kind of builds it up to is he gonna die or is he gonna get out? You hope for one, but you're prepared for the other, but at the same time
You
you're
were
not
prepared for
at all.
death?
no, well, they set
Or
it
the
up
guard.
like they
They
put
set it
him
up.
into an empty room. He's literally looking around. He's like, "Am I gonna get attacked
What's
right
gonna
now?"
happen?
With
Right.
the voiceover of Calvin Shaw going, I have reach everywhere
I will
in here.
get
You
you.
are not
You will.
safe.
Yeah.
Not in this place.
And then
Not
the
in
door
my watch.
opens and it's sweet JJ.
Aw.
And her eyes were
Says
red.
the
too.
most magical sentence, we're taking you home.
We're taking you home. In my notes, it's like all caps. Yeah.
And what about Alves going back in and saying that how he's roughing the guy up again? He's like,
So good.
it's going to be
So
nasty.
good.
The
Oh my
Bratva are waiting for you. You know, it's like,
Do you
wow.
think they hold grudges?
I think they hold grudges.
Oh, that was...
being-
Alves has a dark
I
side.
know.
Yeah, that was a little
Yeah.
darkness, right?
I love it.
I like it. Pretty boy has a dark side. Yeah.
Pretty.
FCI Milan. He's being transferred. I was like, yes, because if you think about it, Shaw did turn his back against all the FBI. I was like, that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like treason within your own technical family, your work family.
And it makes sense for him to be transferred too, because if it comes out that he was dealing drugs and he was doing all the stuff that he was doing, it makes sense for him to have some penalty or have to go someplace
Yeah.
or to change the scene. Yeah.
Right. But it really shows, like you were saying, a dark side of Alves, because we saw a couple episodes ago where he threatened Shaw and he actually saw through it, which was, what else is he capable of?
Yeah.
Blackmailing his witness
His buddy,
protection
yeah.
friend, and then now this guy.
I don't know.
Wow. Wouldn't it
Dark
be cool if he
side.
went dirty?
Dark side. Ooh.
No, everybody's like, no, Chris, it wouldn't be cool. All right.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
No, I love this. It was their hug, and even Garcia at the
Yeah.
moment when he finally gets out.
Yeah.
Only just to now find the whole big reveal once they finally get the address of they think is Lindsay's place. It's actually Cat Adams.
Cat Adams, which we mentioned
Yeah,
last
We
week.
mentioned on the
I-
plaza.
I geeked out last week. Or I geeked out about the fact that we mentioned it last week.
And then it
Obviously.
actually happened.
And then
And
it
it
actually
actually
happened.
happened.
But I was also really disappointed that it wasn't Scratch at all, and he's actually
did,
not been
yeah.
included in this entire experience.
Yeah, but my question is, how did Cat Adams know about Scratch? Did their paths ever cross? Does Cat Adams know that Scratch has been toying with the whole BAU?
And
unit?
maybe she's lying. Criminals usually aren't that truthful. So he still could be involved
yeah,
somehow.
I still feel
It's
like he's
possible.
involved. Maybe
Really?
with
Could
Kat and somehow, and they might take this on to the next season and then really finish that.
Because she went to prison before the prison breakout.
Oh, did she?
So
Yeah.
they could have crossed paths.
They could have.
It's all possible.
They could have. I'm just questioning because she's been in prison for a year and a half now, and Scratch has been around for about 2 years now.
And she's only been in solitary confinement for 6 months.
So, how did she plan this whole elaborate, framing situation, knowing about Scratch, knowing that also has ties to BAU? How did she even know about Scratch's MO? And
You
the
kind
fact
of wonder
that
if the FBI really has to
yeah.
deal with this type of stuff. People trying to set them up and people trying to come after them and stuff.
It's possible.
I'm sure to a point they do. Different cases.
People that get angry at them.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, I mean, now we have like 2 crazy girls. 2 crazy
We
women.
got
in
3.
this. I know. We have 3 here and then 2 on the show. But now, like, who's the, I don't want to say, like, the bigger nemesis, but now we have Kat Adams and
Lindsay?
Lindsay.
Well, it
She
seemed like
has
Kat,
3
it seemed like
names
Kat
now.
was in charge, didn't it? I mean, Lindsay
Oh, yeah.
seemed like a pawn.
But they're both psychopaths.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
both- Well, Lindsay's actually out, so she's the one who's doing the actual work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because she was shooting
Kat
people and
Adams
stuff.
has been pulling the strings all
Right.
along, so they quit.
Puppet master.
But she was doing that for 5 years, so I'm
Yeah.
like, did Kat reach out to Lindsay?
We don't know.
You know,
we
like
don't
that's
know. These
because
are
if
the
she's been-
questions that
If she's been doing that for
now
5
ask.
years, I'm thinking, okay, well, something else triggered Lindsay to start killing people before the whole Reed
I
situation.
think she just
Lindsay's
wanted
just
to.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think she just wanted to kill people.
Yeah. This is like
So
15
and birds of a
murders.
feather flock together. And Kat's Scratch, so maybe Scratch is in there still.
I know. It's
Get
like,
it?
you're
Cat,
crazy, I'm
scratch
crazy,
it.
let's be
Okay,
crazy
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
More so.
Augment our craziness.
That's exactly how the conversation went.
That's what we said when we were
You're
launching
crazy.
this show.
I'm crazy.
Yeah. Like, you love Criminal Minds, so do I. Let's talk about it.
You're crazy.
I'm crazy. But yeah, it's just all these questions now with the big reveals. Like, how did they even cross paths, and how did they even know about Scratch, who was terrorizing the BA unit from the beginning?
Big questions.
Any
Please,
questions, any answers on your part? Any
No.
thoughts?
No.
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 Big mystery. Although, because and next week's the season finale, yeah, so they're going to tie together a lot of pieces. I think we're still got a lot
Yeah.
to find out, yeah. A lot to discover.
Well, also the crazy thing with Lindsay is that she was looking for the same drugs that Scratch has been using, scopolamine, and sevoflurane.
Yes.
Wow.
So she has access to the actual drugs.
Yeah, and so are these real drugs? They must be.
It must be-
So these must be real things that people use.
Well, they tracked her whereabouts. It was like, why would she go from Los Indios to Metamora?
right, and then back.
And then back when they killed the guy. What's his name? I have his name.
Victor Flores.
Yeah, Victor Flores. When
There's a
Lindsay
lot to
killed
be revealed.
Victor to get his truck the day before she framed.
When they found the truck, you should have saw everybody at the table was like, finally,
they
there.
had the truck.
It happened in that episode, and
my
the truck was
goodness.
never brought up ever again until this moment. And I was
Finally.
like, thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
There was another car, and they didn't chase it.
Right.
Well, we know where it was dumped two states over.
Yep.
It was in the. Did they find it in the states in the U.S.?
They said, yeah, it was 2 states over.
Yeah, but the states of Mexico or states in the U.S. Because when it went down, it was in Mexico, right? So
Yeah.
the truck must have.
Must have crossed the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said 2 states over, so I'm guessing that it crossed into U.S.
Assuming.
territory.
Although there's states over there too, so it could be. Who knows?
Monterey's and
There you go.
Different-
Those types of.
different jurisdiction. There was a lot of tracking in this episode,
Yeah.
back and forth. It kind of went all over the place. Hence this aftermath. But I like it. It's nice to get more answers, but it left bigger questions, obviously,
Yeah.
because we're still wondering.
Yep. 'Cause you're like, what do you think is going to happen next week? I
don't know.
literally have no
No clue.
idea.
We have no.
And Jane
idea.
Lynch is still on the brink too, right? She's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
isn't she close to dying? Like she's not gonna.
Well,
According-
Diane is abducted. We don't know where she is.
According to the preview, she's in the trunk for at least one moment.
And how
Yeah.
old is she supposed to be? She's supposed to be late 60s or early 70s.
She's probably late 50s, early 60s.
I don't mean
Probably.
Jane Lynch, but I mean the character. Like,
character.
No, yeah,
Probably.
because his character is his age, so he's 35.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and she's locked in the trunk. But she must keep forgetting why she's in there. Sorry, that was a horrible
Not a nice
Alzheimer's
joke.
joke. That's not a nice thing. I apologize.
The woman was abducted.
Right.
I mean,
and she's
A little
got.
sympathy.
Yeah.
It's like,
for this
just give
fictional
her a
character.
minute.
I'm sorry.
Gosh.
It's a heartless. But I thought like a sad moment, but it's kind of kind of sad was when, you know, Reed finally gets out of prison, and then we find out that Kat Adams has been involved. Then he has to go back to prison just to interrogate her.
He looked happy about it, though.
Oh my gosh.
He was like on a mission. Didn't you see the look in his
his
eye?
face.
Yeah.
His moment in the round table room where he stood in front of the door and waited for a beat, and JJ said, it's unlocked, and he was like, of course it is.
Yeah,
of course
that
it is.
was-
That was, oh, that hurt.
Well, and he was only in prison for a few weeks, a couple months, but you know, it shows how much like he's already been affected. Because even Tara said the moment when she was talking about Kat Adams, like she's been in prison for 6 months, and that at that stage you're already like somewhat delusional. And
She's been in prison
In
for
solitary.
years.
I
She
think
was
he's in solitary for 6 months, yeah.
confinement
yeah.
For 6 months.
That's an
There's a
interesting
lot of-
fact because I'm sure that must be true if they say it there, and it's like,
I believe it.
wow. No, it must be true if they say it on TV. No, but I mean, in this show, I believe it. I think it's a true fact. That's crazy that people would get like that and start being delusional and stuff at 6 months in solitary.
Oh, absolutely. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
windows. There's no
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
There's no sense of time anymore. You're completely isolated with your own thoughts. And if your thoughts are dark and twisted, or if you go down,
Like she is.
Yeah.
They'll eat you
Yeah,
alive.
yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like Miss Cullen is. You pointed to her when you said it. No, the character.
call me Miss Cullen.
I'm sorry.
Weird. It's calling. I was like, that is my mother.
It's just like, how dare you?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Not what you
Sorry,
said,
ma'am.
but how dare you address me that way?
What did you think of Prentice's moment when everyone's like questioning, is it a good idea to bring Reed back into prison and to do this interrogation? He's not in the right mental state. But what did you think of Prentice
was
addressing
fantastic.
everybody?
I loved it. I thought it showed authoritarianism.
Yes.
Did I say
Yeah,
it?
you
Yeah.
don't see many moments with her like that. That's the only one I think that I remember seeing with her like that, and it was fantastic. I was like, yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
She's been a leader this entire season, but this was such a prime example of leadership. She's led the team because she has to, and she's been really good at directing the BAU agents on the cases. But this was a moment where she was like, okay, this is my team, taking ownership.
Right.
Everyone take a beat and then let it go.
Yeah, it was so different because usually it's kind of like a matronly allowance of people to be, and she's got a lot of feeling and caring, and it works from a leadership perspective. But for her to go into that hawkish mode
Yep.
was kind of neat.
Wow.
And
it
I
was
think
great.
it also shows how like the rest of the team was kind of like doubting Reed's capacity, and Prentice wasn't. You know, she was like, I know Reed could do this. He's strong enough to be able to go into the prison system and, you know, be there. You know, so I was like, ooh, go Prentice.
Yeah, go Prentice. It was a great moment. Like, she had a lot of good moments in this episode when she faced the judge and she faced that AUSA Martinez guys. When she's like, until proven otherwise, yes. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
what? And then talking to her own team to get rid of that self-doubt. Yeah, and take that moment of doubt and breathe, not forget it, and shut it out. Oh, so good.
And that's
So
true
good.
leadership, is to go where you want them to go. So she coming from that place of certainty, it was really powerful. That was neat.
Yep.
It was.
Yeah.
But she brought up like the great point that, I've been saying, that if you lose Diana, you lose Reed
Yeah.
from the team forever. Do you really think that's true?
Yes.
Like, if Diana did die, do you think Reed would actually leave?
No.
I don't think he will either, because I think it's possible she might in the finale. But I don't think that we would lose Reed forever.
Yeah, I think
No.
it'll take a really big toll on him, where he might have to take a break or somehow. But I feel like they always come back stronger than they were after a tragedy.
And he's also
Yeah.
become tougher through his experience, so maybe,
That is true.
yeah.
I don't think it would be forever.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be forever either. This could be getting into predictions territory. But overall, anything else about this episode? So good. Packed in 40 minutes, nonetheless. 40 minutes.
Good things come in small packages.
Yeah, exactly.
Serafini.
Why you call me out? I loved it though. It was a perfect setup to the finale.
Yes.
Two-parter, to be continued. I'm like, no. And I don't know if you guys noticed, this episode's called Green Light, and next episode's called Red Light.
Yes, I love when they do that.
Yeah, but red doesn't necessarily mean good.
Yeah.
We
No,
what
I
it
know.
means.
Red means danger. Red means stop. red means something bad happens.
Right.
Yes.
And do you guys think something's gonna something's gonna bad in the next
Something
episode?
is gonna bad.
Say, who's smart? Smartness?
Smartness. My smartness is fine. All right. I just want to know if something's gonna bad in the next episode. Who thinks something's gonna bad happen?
Yeah, something bad's gonna happen.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has to go downhill just to get better, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you can only go down to get up,
There you go.
you know?
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of news, just a little bit.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Paget Brewster also appeared on Criminal Minds Beyond Borders episode that followed right after
Oh, really?
this
Oh,
wow.
episode. But this episode was filmed back in the fall.
Was it a rerun or was it a?
No, it was a new episode, but they filmed, Beyond Borders in the fall and they air it now. So you can definitely tell because the hair changed. Like, her hair was, like, now in this current episodes of Criminal Minds regular, like, she has bangs. But in the earlier part of the season, she didn't. So you can definitely tell this was filmed earlier. But it was nice to have a episode crossover.
So you've been watching it?
Fun.
A little bit, yes.
Okay, because I didn't know that you were watching it.
But I watched the episode to see if it was like in a way tying to this episode, because you see these team members
yeah.
like line
Right.
up with each other
Crossover,
to
yeah.
give answers and stuff, but not so much because the Beyond Borders episode was more of a one-off, and Prentice was just there to like set up the case. And
Did you enjoy it?
I did.
Did you? Oh,
I
that's
did. She was only there for one scene, but it was there enough to like give the exposition and the whole, setting the whole team off to go on their case for that episode.
Cool. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. That episode's called Type A in season 2 of Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. Go watch it. And then, yes, we all know Shamar Moore is coming back for the finale. We're very excited to have Derek Morgan back, but he's only back for the finale. But the actor has not shied away from saying there could be a possible return for season 13. Yes, nothing's set in stone, although it likely wouldn't be a full-time run. That said, so Shamar says, we've already talked about several actors who, quote-unquote, left the show only to return in full later. So fingers
I don't think any of their gigs are full-time runs anymore. I think they're like,
Well,
here's your
we'll see
5 minutes
that.
in this episode, here's your 10 minutes in this episode.
Well, Paget Brewster left for a good few seasons, and she was sprinkled here and there, and she came
Right.
back full-time.
Well, we
Detail,
call it full-time, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't that happen to JJ too?
Yeah, that happened to JJ.
Yeah.
After the outcry of
Yep.
the fans
Yeah,
demanding
no,
her
I
back.
would be sad if JJ left. That would be horrible.
Yeah, she was gone for most of season 6.
I might cry then.
Yeah, no,
alright.
that was a sad season because that was also the season where Paget, Prentice, like quote unquote, got killed. But and then just for ratings, the Nielsen's rating, CBS did really great on Wednesday night. The scoring of 1.4 rating viewers from the 18 to 49 demographic, the Nielsen rating. Criminal Minds grew 8% to 1.4.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Grew 8%.
Grew
Since
8%.
when? Does it say since when?
From last week.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, last week.
You know
So
what? It
within a
could just be
week,
the
it grew.
compelling. These are really compelling stories.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
good. This whole
Yeah.
arc with Reed in prison has been fantastic for the show, I think.
And I'm glad he's finally out.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think I was talking to you guys like off air that I was like, it's great he's in prison because it causes great drama, but also I feel like he was like 1 or 2 episodes in way too long.
Do you? Well, you didn't want him to go in the first place. Come on, be
No,
real.
I didn't. But I'm like, it got to the point where it's like already tired, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, can we just get him out now?
I like it. It makes it grittier and it makes it bring a reality to it that I like. It's neat.
Yeah, but he's out.
Yeah. And now he's out.
Now he's out. So that leads us to prediction.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I have to say that I think I predicted a long time ago that it wasn't Scratch. I'm just saying.
Did you? I don't remember.
I think I did.
I think you did.
Okay. You're probably right.
But he might
saying.
still
Smartness
be
is
involved.
winning.
Yeah.
He might still
He
be
might still
involved.
be involved. Yeah. And didn't we say at one time we wished that it would be cool if it was 2 people? We did say that. All of us did.
Yeah,
more than one, yeah.
I think, but I mean, if it's not Scratch in prison, technically it was someone in prison doing all this. Unless someone got into the system figuring this out. It was
Yeah, it
Cat
did seem that
Adams.
somebody was after him in prison, huh? Like with a guard that was into things, or was that just a corrupt prison environment that would
I
have
think
been
it's
like that?
corrupt.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
because there was that one almost a throwaway line about having an inside man, and I think it was Lindsey Vaughn's connection to Calvin Shaw, who ran the prison.
Ah,
I think that's how it works
huh.
because they didn't really go into it more, but then Calvin Shaw got transferred.
Interesting.
So I
Right.
feel like that's what happened.
You think Lindsay's
That's
connected
how-
to Shaw?
Well, drug running,
Andrea?
yeah.
Oh, it could be.
could be. Yeah.
Okay.
maybe
makes sense.
Possibly.
interacting with the drug
Sure.
cartel.
Yeah,
if
no,
he's
that totally
if
makes
he's
sense.
floating drugs through prisons.
Yeah, you get a point.
That's true. There's a similarity there. I can see that.
Yeah.
So,
Karina, what did you think?
do our predictions go for just the next episode then, or for the?
Finale. Okay. So, like, basic big questions like, how did Cat Adams get a hold of Scratch, or even know her?
Or how'd they come
his
together and-
MO?
yeah.
Yeah. How did they even meet up to pull this off?
Yeah.
Well, I think it
Where's the
might
tie?
have something to do with the drugs as well, because how could Kat have known Scratch's MO? That's what I'm still like, how? If it's supposed to be like top secret, you know? So I'm
Right.
like, oh, there has to be something there. Just don't know what it
WikiLeaks.
is.
WikiLeaks on Mr. Scratch.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I think the indication that XXXY definitely shows a male is involved.
Male and female.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because if it's like two females, then why put XY just to throw
Right.
you off?
I mean, in a
don't
way,
know.
I kind of saw that as like, if Scratch really is not involved, I just thought that maybe Lindsay and Kat did
Messing
that
with
in
them.
order to mess them up, so they still think it's Scratch. Because when the XX
That's
and
true,
XY
yeah.
showed up, they still thought that Scratch was involved. So I thought maybe that's why
And
they
Kat
still
said
did it.
that she was like making out like it was Scratch. She was trying to purposefully
Yeah.
throw him off like that. So, okay, what do I'm going to make a prediction. My prediction is that Reed's mom is going to die. And it's going to massively hit Reed in a bad way. And normally he would leave, but his new prison toughness will keep him on the show full time rather than having him disappear. That's my prediction.
I really enjoyed this.
You're like thinking really hard.
It reminded me of Psych because he always did that when he was making a. Anyway,
I predicted Diana's still gonna die.
You predicted
Yeah,
that
you
just
did.
I
last
think-
week.
yeah.
And crushed
Are
my
you still
soul.
standing by that prediction?
I
though,
do.
now?
I do.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really sad if they actually saved Diana and she still ended up dying at the end. But it wouldn't be at the hands of Cat Adams, or it's like, it might just be because of her health.
Could be.
It'd be an
It could
interesting
be.
turn and see how that actually affects Reed. If it wasn't like he did everything he could to save her, like when it comes to Bureau and the actual agency, but it was actually something that he couldn't control, which was her health.
Is that your prediction?
Yeah, I think she's still gonna die because what else can they write for Diana?
Right.
if they use Mr. Scratch's drugs on Diana and she's already schizophrenic and has Alzheimer's, like,
Wow.
anything could happen with that situation.
It's dangerous.
I feel like that is a maybe prediction. Otherwise, it's Spencer is willing to sacrifice himself to save his mother, and his mother jumps in at the last minute, and
And takes
it's
the
like a
bullet for
mother's
him.
protection.
Right. Ooh.
Those are my.
that's
Like,
scary.
I think it could go one of those two ways, which means I'm conceding to the fact that Diana's gonna die.
Wow, that's a lot of people saying that.
Yeah, I mean, now that everybody's saying that, I guess she's gonna die.
Unanimously.
If she lives, I'm sorry, Jane
Yeah.
Lynch.
Dang.
Yeah, if
James
she
loved
lives,
those.
I was on her side the whole time.
My only thing is like, what else could they write for?
Yeah, who else are they going to
Diana.
kill? They got to kill
Like,
somebody.
This is such a big, storyline for this character. You can't do anything more. That'd be way more interesting. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't they have to kill somebody in the finale? Or, I mean, I guess it could be some other big cliffhanger or something, but it just seems like
I think some.
it's got to be shocking.
Oh, you're thinking? Yes. Yes, Karina.
Yes.
Okay, because
You
it
tell.
showed that there was like a car accident and stuff. What if Diana, since she was in the trunk, they actually hit her and that's how she dies?
Ooh, that's also dark.
Right.
I mean, granted, this
Because
is
if
a dark
she's
show.
in the trunk and they show that they might.
Who said
be
something
in
about a car accident? Did we hear that?
Wasn't that on the preview?
Oh, we heard in the preview
Was
for the
it?
next week there was a car accident?
Well, there
She
was
was
like
in
a
the
truck.
She was in the truck,
No, but then
I'm not
wasn't
sure
there
if
a
there's a
truck
car
that was like?
Oh, there was a truck. I don't know if that was the same moment, but there was a truck
Yeah, there was
barreling
a
forward.
truck coming,
So I'm
like,
like-
coming at the screen.
Somebody's either gonna get in a car accident or maybe Diana dies there.
Wow. So your prediction is she's going to die by a truck.
I feel
that
like
hits her
this
in
is
the
turning
front.
to prediction time for how Diana is going to die.
How is she gonna
I've
die?
got two. I've got two.
I think from her own medical health, she'll
Yeah.
die.
Did you
You think
lock
I
it
guess-
up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I say
You
that
think
she's.
from a car
Yeah,
accident?
I think that's a very good prediction that she'll get hit by the truck. But yeah, I think that it's going to be just the bad guys will kill her. I can't lock in. I'm not that good to be able to lock that in like that. Any better?
I will say now I want to go back before next Wednesday and watch Cat Adams' episode again too, because
I
that
know.
was so dialogue driven. That was them sitting at the table
For
just
a long
for
time.
most of the episode talking. So any details
there could
might be hidden in there.
Yeah. And to see this whole new interrogation go down, because Reed, he went in with, motivation and a mission, but he's not in
Right.
the same mental state he was when he first outsmarted
Yep.
her.
And he's tricky now.
Yeah, but like she's also tricky.
Yeah, but he's been in prison. Well, so does she. But what was her
we'll see how it goes
what was
down.
her beef with him? It was because this is from a previous season.
Yeah.
Her beef was
Okay, so he outsmarted her, thinking that he
Okay, yes,
tracked down
remember.
her father, and she has daddy issues too.
Yep.
And then we found out when she went to go see her quote unquote father, he wasn't there, and that was just a ruse to get her.
so she's super brilliant too, right?
She's super brilliant.
Yeah.
She was the only surviving member of the 4 hitmen that were trying to take Garcia down.
Got it.
And she didn't die like the other ones. She just went to prison.
So it's Garcia's fault that Reed got set up. No. Okay.
No. Okay. Before this gets way more confusing than it already is. More answers or more to be found, more questions to be answered. In the meantime, where can we follow you?
Chris Howard at Chris Howard Live, Twitter, Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Karina XVRGS on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find me on Twitter at Michelle_Cullen.
You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun social media platforms at AfterBuzz TV. Keep rating, keep commenting, keep subscribing. We only have one more episode left of this season. A lot more to happen. I cannot wait. So we'll see you next time for the finale.
Ciao.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.